Gifford.
Thank you,
Was
Mayor.
it a month you were gone?
I think it was 6 weeks. That was what it seemed like, anyway.
Well, I'm glad that you noticed.
And how's government, how's government in Canada?
I didn't pay any attention to it.
Do they still love us?
I think so, except for the banners and things that are up, but other than that, yes.
Very good, welcome back.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Gunther,
Here.
James,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Rhodes,
Here.
Simon.
Here.
Could we all rise for the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was wondering if the city manager watched the last meeting on YouTube.
I have not yet. No, we have no service up there.
I've been watching. The agendas before you, changes, Mark?
We have some replacement resolutions. One is, in terms of the Michigan Municipal League appointment, is really a typo in terms of the date. The other is the one with the carry forwards. There was an addition of the airport carry forward. It wasn't on the original, it's on this one. So those are the two replacements.
Thank you. The minutes are before you. Do I hear a motion for approval of the minutes of the July 21st meeting?
So moved. Second.
And questions, additions, corrections of those minutes? Anyone? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. There's no special orders today. There is a study session today, which was kind of a surprise to me because I didn't know, maybe I did know, but I didn't know there was a team of people looking at new logos. I hadn't been informed of that, but there they are. They're all in front of you. And Steve's gonna take over and give us a presentation. Yes, sir. On that. Give us background about how this all started up and such as a mystery to the commission.
How we selected this firm too, I would like to know, as your,
Yes. So I will give you the background, mayor and commission. It started around 2 years ago where Heather Bowman asked me to review some new welcome signs because the current ones that we have they're getting older, they're outliving their lifespan, they're kind of deteriorating. Those current ones are at Perry Avenue and on Northland Drive near the old airport. One thing to note about the sign maker is that the ones that are doing our welcome signs, it's no longer in business. So we had to look for a new sign maker. So I went through a process and I started talking to sign designers, reached out to Valley City Sign Company out of Comstock Park, and they gave me a quote and a little design. That quote in late 2024 was at $25,000 a piece. At that point, I talked to Heather. She's like, well, that goes over our $7,500, limit that we have. So I issued an RFP for welcome signs and received some interest to varying degrees, emails, a couple calls, things like that. But Valley City Signs was the only company that actually put out a bid. And they asked about more details about possible location, if we wanted to have a new location on Perry Avenue, and the city manager, myself, and Heather Bowman. We were trying to figure it out if we wanted to have it at the city limit, right by Venlo Apartments, I believe, or if we should just keep it at the old location, which is over by the Advanced Auto Parts store, Mark, I believe.
Right, there,
Across, yes.
there is a historic downtown sign that's more what he's referring to. That's the sign that needs replacement. And then, but that's not at the city limits.
Right.
The city limits.
It's a little bit past it, yeah. So with that, I went back to the drawing board and I spoke with Michelle Stinger, who suggested that maybe we start at the beginning and, start with, an identity because, I started looking around and, we have the city seal, which is, the colors are black, green, yellow, blue. I looked at the water tower and that's red, white, and blue. Then you go in downtown Big Rapids and that is a darkish red, a goldish yellow, and it's called brown fox. And so there's no cohesiveness to it, in my opinion. And so with that, at that point, grant coordinator Megan Epley, she was working on a grant submission that would help offset the signage costs or branding if we wanted to rebrand or something. And so through research, I identified 14 to 15 different types of signs within the city of Big Rapids. I have that right over here, as you can see. Whether that be Dial-A-Ride, Big Rapids Public Safety, City of Big Rapids. You have over here, this is our Big Rapids welcome sign with the downtown wayfinding. We have our slogan signs right here, the high school signs. Here's a Big Rapids City Limit MDOT sign, City Hall sign, and then we have our banner. And so there's just not a lot of cohesiveness to it. Then in June, the city was notified that we didn't get the grant that Megan applied for. So Michelle and I went back to the drawing board on how we can be cost effective and so we can get a secondary logo possibly for marketing purposes, city signage, website, social media, etc. While still keeping the current seal. We would still like the current seal for business purposes, official letters, utility bills, things of that nature. So with that, we reached out to Johnson Sign Company, I believe, and they quoted for a new logo or a secondary logo as $10,000 to $12,000. And so then we went back to the drawing board and started asking, maybe we knew that the Big Rapids Community Library just got a new logo recently. So we reached out to Jamie Latondras, who's a graphic designer out of Dearborn, who created the Big Rapids Community Library logo. And he's familiar with the area. And he quoted us as around $6,000 to do a secondary logo. So far, we've only paid $1,500 for it. So under the guidance of the city manager, I assembled a group of city staff to go through the process of creating a secondary logo concept. We had various meetings. We went through a survey of different questions regarding Big Rapids' current branding, the character, the vibe of the city, the kind of messaging that we wanted to provoke in a new secondary logo, and what we believed were the city's strengths. And from there, we did a few online workshops with Jamie. And so with that survey, he wanted to have key words when it came to the secondary logo: professional, attractive, modern, unity, cohesive, welcoming, reputable, multifaceted, timeless, thoughtful, original. From there, we went through brand attributes, which was simple, natural, and eye-catching. And then from there, we went through the brand values for the city, and we wanted it to be welcoming. We wanted it to be professional, artistic, but we wanted it to be intentional. We wanted to be thoughtful with our messaging, communications, drawing on values such as the simplicity and professionalism to express our authentic character with the city. And from there, he came up with a brand purpose, and that was to inspire connection, awareness, unity, enabling the city and the community of Big Rapids to grow and prosper, which everyone in the group thought that was a great purpose. From there, we went for a brand vision, and he came up with, through our meetings, Big Rapids strives to ensure a thriving residential culture and prosperous professional community while promoting awareness for its outstanding offerings in recreation, creative culture, and commerce. From there, he showed us what different cities and areas are doing. For instance, we have Holland, Grand Rapids, Cadillac, the city of Petoskey, Ludington, even Reed City, down at the bottom, Mount Pleasant, that's near us, Traverse City. And then we went over to other design directions, which is these types of directions. He came up with this with a different font. And so from there, with all the workshops that we did, he came up with some logos, some concepts. And the first one he said was drawing on.
Before you go any
Yes.
further, Steve, who came up with the graphic design for the website? Because we already have a brand on the website.
That would be the Revise web developers.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the first concept, he wanted to draw experimental influences from aspects of existing Big Rapids brand identities, the type of color, shape, being reimagined, repurposed, launching an identity system that can be used as a whole or deconstructed to create a unique identity, assets across all city touchpoints. So this was the first concept that he came up with. And from what he was telling us, the green part is obviously the land, recreation. Then we have the blue, which is the river, and then the tan, which is our river walk area. And so he gave us different types of concepts. We have, the solid colored blue. This type of color right here, this concept. And then this concept actually came from our website. So if you go on our website, right on the left-hand top corner, you see Big Rapids right here, this tab. And this actually has the same font. This concept actually has the same font as our website. So it's cohesive to that. Any questions? Okay. From there, he gave us a second direction. And also he gave us different ways that we can use this logo. He came up with loving it here. That's not our slogan. So it's just an example that he gave us. We can use it on social media this way. We can use it on our water tower. And then our direction 2, which was an increased focus on building connections and recognition for the unique character and landmarks of Big Rapids. This one takes a more illustrative approach. The design merges elements of nature and architecture to create an identity that can express both the breadth of Big Rapids' dynamic offerings. So with that, this would be the second one. As you can see, he incorporated the Fairman building, the river, the Nesbitt building. I apologize. The Nesbitt building. Then we have the Riverwalk Bridge, and also the water for the Muskegon River. He gave us his landmark references as to the bridge and the Nesbitt building and the different types of ways that we can use this. Solid colors with Big Rapids, without Big Rapids. Solid color right there. On banners. And on social media. And on our water tower. And then he was telling us direction 3 was more of a playful approach, like the bright colors, a light uplifting vibe that expresses the upbeat culture of Big Rapids, recreation, arts, community, and nature. Subtle references of the Riverwalk and the rapids themselves, and the design both energetic and engaging. And this was the third one. We have the sun, the river, the Riverwalk Bridge. We have the arching fonts, both solid and in color. And then the reason that he made this logo arching was because of the windows in a number of the downtown businesses and the apartments. With that, we have different variations of this logo with solid colors, different colors incorporated, the blues, the golds. He even incorporated, you can do a daytime or a sunny logo or a nighttime logo, as you can see with the blue. And on social media. And on our water tower. So we came up, these were the concepts right here. We asked them to, do some revisions. So we came up with, we liked this one. This is what our group liked. We have one with the sun, one without the sun, and we have different variations of the windows. The middle, actually, we think that it looks like the Nesbitt building, the front of the Nesbitt building. You have the door, you have the window, you have the clock. Established 1869. We asked maybe if he could do different fonts with that. So we have this one with the big rapids. And that's where we're at. Any questions?
So, if I'm understanding correctly, this started off as a update our signs, and as you went, you
Yeah.
realized,
Mm-hmm.
well, we don't quite know what we want.
Right.
And then that kind of led to, well, what's our brand?
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize that we don't necessarily have a
Right.
documented brand, right?
Correct.
We don't have a font, we don't have colors, we have a seal.
Right.
And so that took you and city staff,
Mm-hmm.
which I think having a brand and identity design is something that we should have.
Yeah.
That's why I asked who did the website though,
Yeah.
because the website I think is very nice.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't want to select something here and have to go back
Right.
and fix the website. So
Mm-hmm.
as I look for things, I'm looking at options that are more unified with the website.
Okay.
Just for kicks
Yeah.
and giggles.
Fair enough.
Other than that, I have thoughts about each design, but I'm interested in my fellow commissioners'
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Others?
Personally, I love the idea of doing a branding. I think it's kind of about time we do something like that, especially in the social media age that we live in, to kind of have something uniform across the board that people outside of our community can recognize as us and not somebody imitating us with their logos. I have preferred images up there also, which I can kind of reserve for comment. I think I feel as though it would have been kind of a fun project to tap into the community with a little bit. We have a lot of local artists, and it may not have resulted in much, but even just a pitch out to the local community to say, hey, we're redesigning our image here in this one aspect. Anybody have input?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's necessarily room left for that to happen still. Where we are in the process.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm supportive of the idea.
We can totally do a pitch contest. I mean, these are just concepts.
Right.
So if we want to do
And
a
some
pitch
of them are very
contest,
good.
and
Like
yeah, we can do that.
Mayor?
I am not artistic at all.
Well, neither am I, and because of my age, I look at these and think, I don't like that. That's just
Yeah.
where I'm at. It should be picked by a younger group of people probably because, right? Am I
Yes.
on the right track?
I shouldn't
But
say
I
that,
don't,
but
I don't know what ESTD stands for.
Well,
Is that an
it's
acronym?
supposed to be EST. I don't know why he puts the D on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
because there's no such thing as ESTD.
The only thing I could think of was that he wanted
To
cohesiveness with the
Well, that's too bad.
1869.
Find a different way to balance.
That's what the
Right.
period's for.
I
Yeah.
really think the community needs input. We got
Oh,
yeah, I
artists.
do
We
too.
got artworks, probably the best one in Michigan
Yeah.
for this size town. Let's turn it loose. Let's either make a contest or
Maybe
wide open. I don't know how to do that, but let's
The
do
festival
that.
could tap
I
in on that
personally
one.
think highlighting the Nesbit building means nothing to me.
Well, and personally,
so
other than the
My
clock.
opinion's
really
nothing
counterfeit.
because I don't live in the city, but my viewpoint of that is if you go with that as your logo, you've put 100% on that building, and one destructive fire could tear that building down and it's not there anymore. When you stick with the river and the bridge over the river, those things will never change. If you invest heavily into that, that could go away overnight.
I think you're gonna find that we have such creative people in town that you're gonna get a whole different viewpoint.
Yeah.
And as,
So-
my vote of 5, I'd say you
So-
need to set something up.
Okay.
But there's a couple of different things though. There's someone designing a logo and there's someone designing a brand.
Yep.
So brand has font, has specific colors. I'm not saying we don't want the community involved. I'm saying there might be a different way to involve the community
Sure.
in it than to go out for a design contest. So there should be some parameters that
Okay.
we give if we do it that way.
Even if you put the designs, if you narrow down the scope of it, but let the community be involved in
Correct.
choosing one.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
To truly rebrand the city, it takes more than one person down in Dearborn or whatever. If you truly do a rebranding, it's gonna cost a lot of money, it's gonna be
Yes.
quite an affair.
Yes.
I don't know that, what do you think of that? Do you think we need to do that?
I don't think we need to rebrand. I think we paid money for a website, right? So why don't we build off of the website? And I do like the idea of a secondary logo because we have a seal, we don't have a logo.
Right.
Of everything that I see, I like. I'm not a fan of the one with the building. It looks like a ship or
Okay.
it looks like a train. Yeah. The third one I thought was nice, was the nicest of all of them. It was simple.
Okay.
And, you know, it showed the bridge, showed the river.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think these are our secondary logos. I don't know that any of these.
Yeah.
Are in.
Mark, can you direct Steve then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Happy to work on that, Mayor.
I think we need just more work, it just takes time.
No, that's fine.
I
That's where we're
would,
going.
and with our feedback, there's no reason that the company that we hired
Yeah.
can't take it to the next level and bring it in, and that's when we bring the community in to
Yeah, for sure.
give some feedback.
All right.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I really appreciate,
David was first,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
jumped right in it.
One thing I was gonna say, and this is just the alumni and me coming out, having a degree in marketing from fairs, you know, they have a great marketing program there. It might not hurt to kind of get some feedback, maybe get them involved in the project. I mean, there's some great resources there. You know, they'll help out. I mean, it'd be great to have them, their input too in this.
Okay.
And especially with the branding, because that's something we were taught there, you know, branding. And it's all about the brand and how you market yourself, and so.
Amanda?
I know it's something that we've spoken about a handful of times since I've been a commissioner, is do we, don't we, or should we even need to brand ourselves in one way or another with the redevelopment ready community? Is that, okay, the correct terminology? It's been a minute since we've actually like talked about it like that. It puts me, like, it comes back to the front though with Jesse Black having been back in our community with that skate park opening. This was kind of the trajectory we were on, is to establish something tangible. I love the idea, and I love the idea that we reach out to the community in some way so they can have meaningful input into it.
Okay.
But I do think that the artworks idea is a really good idea. There's a lot of artists and artworks. And I'd like to see their involvement.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get with Mark and we'll
Thanks, Steve.
take the next
Go back
step.
to work.
Thank you.
No ships coming out of the Nesbit building.
All right.
You know what, that's where you put that before the community, and maybe you find out more of the community does relate to that.
I've already
That's
talked
where
to
you
plenty,
need-
I've had this for 4 days. I showed it around a lot. Okay, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thanks for the hard work. And if any commissioner wanted to be on the committee, I'm sure they could volunteer for the
Yes.
committee, right?
Yes, of course.
Public comment not related to things on the agenda. Anyone? Kathy? Visitor? Thank you, there is none. Business. Resolution appointing the official representative to the Michigan Municipal League. I would entertain a motion to nominate Amanda Johnson to be our voting member at the Michigan Municipal League meeting in September. You have a resolution before you with a blank, and I'd like to see that filled in with an Amanda Johnson. Is there any problem with that?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
And there's a second. Questions, comments?
Just one. Brad, am I allowed to vote on this or should I abstain?
No, you can vote.
You can vote on it.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Please.
James,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Simmon,
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes. Thank you, Amanda. I'm going just one day. She's going for the full
Convention.
3-day or whatever it is.
Yeah. And I'll have another report, Kathy.
Next is the resolution amending the Republic Services contract. Must be they want more money for their service or they wouldn't be here. Is that true?
No, that is not true, Mayor.
So what are those two paragraphs that you just thought had to be changed?
Well, we had an internal audit, and these are things that, as far as the recycle processing charge, we've been charging since 2015. Absolutely should have been on the contract that was just done in 2023. Oversight on our end was not, language was not in that contract, nor was it in the 2018 contract. And how it's avoided, that language has avoided that contract since 2018, I'm not sure.
So we can fix it in 28 then.
Well, we're charging it right now, and it does give the city also opportunity to hold us accountable from increasing it without, you have some language in the contract as well that we would need to notify the city if we're going to increase it, if the recycling center does in fact increase their recycle processing charge. So it's language that should have been in the contract, oversight on our end. The portion about the reporting, it's not something that we're saying has to change, it's just something that we haven't been exchanging back and forth. And if it's not a need, we're just asking that, hey, if the city needs it, give us a request, we'll be more than happy to provide that information.
Brad?
I have no comments on the contract. I've looked at it. It's relatively straightforward change. As long as the commission is comfortable with those changes, the substance of them, then it can be adopted.
So one question I had when considering this was why we're not asking for the reporting. I like data, I like facts, I like knowledge, and to say blanket, we're just gonna stop having access to that. And I'm completely understanding that if we asked, you guys would probably provide something to us because we have a friendly relationship. But I would hesitate to remove a requirement to report upon request.
I know it's something that we haven't provided in the past. We would, even if that paragraph was not in the contract and the city asked for it, we would be more than happy. We keep that information for many, many years. We would provide it at any time. All we're changing in the contract language is that if you want it, just ask for it. That's all we were asking, because we got audited and they said, well, have you provided a report in the last 5-7 years? And they're like, no. It just kind of fell off the radar there. All we're saying is if you want it, we'd be more than happy to provide it. Just ask for it.
And could you provide a little more clarity about the type of report you would be providing us if we requested, like what it would disclose?
It would we could have it disclose how many commercial containers you have out there. We could get it down to what size those containers are. We could get down to solid waste tons disposed at the Pearson Central Sanitary Landfill. We could also get you tonnage to the recycling center in Kent County. That's the type of reporting. We could give you how many residential carts you have, how many yard waste customers you have, how many recycle customers you have. We could provide any of that, but the language in the paragraph were specific to tonnages and how many commercial containers were out there.
Valuable information on those contract renewals to see how many people are being served and in which areas as we make decisions when rate increases do happen.
Absolutely, and I know the city does a very good job. Andrea does a very good job with those reports as well. She has them and supplies us monthly on what she's billing out as well. It is a working relationship together where she's confirming what we're billing through how many residents you have for each service.
I think in the past, we had that information was provided to us by somebody, because I remember being on the commission. I have some questions, is it okay to ask them
You
now?
can ask them now, yes.
I can ask them
Get
now?
ready. Waste Management used to give
I-
them quite nicely and regularly. The Republic just doesn't talk.
It's a long time.
I live on Bjornson Street, my recycle still has not been picked up for the day. This is not an isolated event, this is a recurring event that happens quite frequently on the east side of town. I get to the city commission meeting tonight and find out that Mark Gifford's recycle has not been picked up, and he's not there, he's over on Winter Avenue. So was recycle done at all today?
It absolutely should have been run. What we have, and this is recent in the last couple of months, would you say, or has this been going on?
Oh, mine's been going on for a period of time. I would probably be missed, well, I don't know, I'd call the treasurer's office and say, I need to report the fact my recycle's not being picked up. This is the answer I get from the treasurer's office. Oh, well, they have truck issues. That's the answer I
That
get.
can't be the answer.
And that
Well,
can't be
last
the
week
answer,
was
but
recycle.
that's the answer I get.
They pick it up really late when they pick it up, maybe 5
I
o'clock.
can speak
I
to
thought it was
what's
last
been
week.
happening relatively
was last
the
week.
last couple months. You know, if there's issues, I would love to hear about it.
Well, you are hearing about it.
City.
I just wanna know why.
Well, I can speak to what's been happening the last 2 months. If I could get your contact information, I'm more than happy to. look at
Absolutely.
specific address. Maybe I have some more information because our trucks have a lot of technology on them where they have cameras. We should be able to literally watch that driver's route. If a supervisor wanted, could watch on a camera every stop he makes, and we could figure out and try and root cause what's happening. I believe your recycling is out, but a lot of times we'll have people that say, you missed me, and then the camera will show, they can see the card at the house. I'm not saying that's your case.
I understand, and I can guarantee you ours are out the night before.
I do not, I'm not saying yours is not out, but I know a couple months ago, we had a new driver take over the recycling route in the city of Big Rapids. During training, did very well. Since training has stopped, and training involves a supervisor riding along for the duration of the route, drivers had a hard time collecting all the recycling on the route in under 12 hours. So what will happen is the driver can't drive longer than 12 hours. So now we have some stops that weren't collected because they can't drive more than 12 hours, so it fall the next day. But you also have her missing a street, particular home, sounds like yourself, but that's relatively in the last couple of months. Resolution with the supervisors, obviously this route is maybe a little more than she can handle. So we do have another person in place that's preparing to take over the route here in the upcoming, sounds like next week. But I would like more information if it's not being resolved, because I can't help fix something that, you know, our team should be letting me know, but I'd like hearing it from the city.
I do wanna make it clear, it wasn't just my house, the entire Bjornson Street
That's what
is
I'm.
hanging out there.
Jordan, so just like
I live in Bjornson also, we live in the trailer park there in Bjornson, and it seems like probably the last 2 or 3 months, you put it out on Monday and you're lucky if it gets picked up on Tuesday. So.
that would speak to the
Yep.
new driver not getting finished in a timely fashion to where if they drive over 12 hours, we have issues. And
Yeah.
it needs to be rectified. I'm happy I'm hearing this. I'm glad there's more coming to me other than what I came, to talk about with the amendment. I like hearing the things. It's opportunity to make right.
My recycling wasn't picked up today either.
I don't think any.
Well, Rose Avenue's, our neighbor's been sitting out there for 2 weeks. Hers was not picked up either on Rose Avenue in Fremont.
I think you got a little problem.
I think we got some kind of a problem.
There we go. Sounds like we got more going on than I was aware of, and I'm happy.
Good. Do we have a motion for the resolution, the amendments?
So it's still not done.
So moved.
Support or second.
There's a second. Questions further?
Just
Yes, please.
question statement for clarity, Brad. is it accurate that in any point in time, we can request the data that's now being stated we're not going to be provided, and they are required to provide it still?
Correct, you have to provide reasonable notice under the new language, but they keep the records according to this language for 2 years, so you'd have to request it within 2 years of service.
So effectively, provided we do it within 2 years, we still have access to the same data?
Correct, it's upon request now.
Okay.
Anyone else? Questions, anyone else? Please.
Johnson,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Gunther,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
I think that Republic should come at least yearly.
I'd be more than happy to.
Okay.
Oh, I think maybe every 6 months.
I was thinking semi-annually also.
No, I think they should make an appearance every 6 months. There's some
Once
kind of
in winter
report.
and once in the summer.
Yeah.
Mark, what do you think?
We will make it happen, right, AJ?
All you ask and I will be more than happy anytime.
Maybe we can plan it when we have
Who
like
is the
those
direct
cookies or
contact?
something, you
Who's
know,
your
so he
direct
doesn't have so
contact
much
with the city?
punishment.
I work with Andrea and
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah, we correspond some, but I mean, he's more weekly or monthly with.
It's a lot with Andrea. That's who I'm having the majority of my calls with.
We don't work the city that way. We speak to Mark about troubles. We don't feel it's right to go to the employees doing that to ask about our trash, so
But-
we would use Mark then.
Well, not necessarily, I mean, it's okay, you can use Mark, but I'm gonna report it to the treasurer's office, cause that's the way that it's been set up and it's working correctly. She has a list. Am I misunderstanding what you're saying?
I think what the mayor's talking about is the relationship between the city commission and staff and working through me. You're talking about a procedure that we use to report.
Yeah, I'm just talking about,
You guys are talking about.
Talking
kind of
about
two
being a
different-
customer versus.
yeah, I'm talking about being a
Oh,
customer.
a customer can go, yeah.
Yeah, I
sure.
understand.
That's all I'm talking
No,
about.
I got you. I
As
understand.
commissioners.
I don't say this is Lorraine James, city commissioner, my trash wasn't picked up. I say, this is Lorraine at 14 Temperature, and put me on your list.
All right, thank you.
Okay, now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
We voted, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Carry forwards, Miss Carla.
Everyone go up?
Sure. Go home, see your family.
Appreciate it.
You don't need to stay.
Here's my name and
You
number.
probably
though.
have little kids,
Say
I'm guessing.
something right before I leave. I got an email from my supervisor at 6:33 that I didn't recognize. It says recycling did not get completed.
No, really?
I had to check the report, so I will be in touch regarding that.
There you go. That's right. It's a good day for you to come when they don't complete the recycle, right?
What's that?
It's a good day for you to be here.
I'm great timing. That's right. You guys are very professional. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 24-25 budget carry forwards to move them to fiscal year 25-26. And the purpose of a budget carry forward is to move a budgeted acquisition or project from one fiscal period to another. These are needed when a budgeted purchase does not take place or when a project does not commence or is not complete by the end of the fiscal year. And a good example there is the one for the airport. Obviously, we still have to get our wetland credits, and that's not gonna happen. We're not able to purchase those until September. And we didn't know initially that this was gonna happen this way. So there's still costs involved with that. So we're just asking you to approve the attached carry forward request to our fiscal year 25-26. We do have some street projects on there, Darwin Street reconstruction, Fuller Avenue water main and paving. We, some of them were budgeted for this upcoming fiscal year, some were not, and some we're adding to. Another one is the dumpster screening materials. We've kind of been looking and working with Michelle on that, and it just hasn't come together as we expected. And then Mechanic Street engineering, we still have some of that left. This is for phase 2. So, are there any questions on any of these projects?
Mark, did you review all the carry forwards?
I did.
With Carla?
I did, yes.
Thank you.
The only question I have, and I didn't catch it earlier, why are you carrying forward closeout pay in the motor pool? Why would that
We
be-
had somebody that was gonna retire in the previous fiscal year and then ended up delaying until this upcoming fiscal
Oh,
year.
into the next fiscal year,
Yes,
which is why you're
yes,
doing it. Okay,
yes.
makes sense. Thank you.
Sure.
Other questions, commissioners? On the carry forward. Hearing none, is there a motion to pass the resolution for the general appropriations carry forwards?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion in the second. Questions, further? Hearing none, Karen?
Rhodes,
Yes.
Simmon,
Yes.
Gunther,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
The, in getting ready for the huge wastewater project, we have been trying to get all the contracts set for the City of Big Rapids and the Big Rapids Township and the Green Township. We also have solidified the wastewater user charge. So the first resolution will be to approve the agreement between the City of Big Rapids and the Charter Township of Big Rapids. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mark?
Thank you, Mayor. This is sort of a long time coming, something, we have a long-term contract that dictates within it that every 5 years it's analyzed, and we're a little behind that, but we have been working on it for a long time, and appreciate the partnership we have with their townships and running our wastewater system. And this is very important. One of the items that you'll notice, and I should have stated at the beginning, there's a red-lined version that Karen provided at the table. There's a lot of housekeeping things in here, like it used to be DEQ and now it's Eagle, that kind of stuff. But there's also some substantive things, like one of the changes we needed to address was the ability to charge to the townships through the user charge a different bond other than the 2009. It just specifically says the 2009 wastewater bonds. Well, we're doing another one that needs to be addressed. So there is some substantive things in here. I don't think you'll see a lot of changes that talks about entry points. That's not really, I think it's good changes that we made. It doesn't really impact anything that it's more of a behind the scenes type of change. But overall, the partnership we have with our townships is valuable. Bruce and Big Rapids Township, getting this approved, I think, means a whole lot towards our working relationship. I have no doubt we'll get one from Green as well. Just haven't got there yet. But we have a similar one with Green Township, not on the agenda this evening. So happy to answer any questions. Brad's been through this, prepared the document. Appreciate that. And if I can answer any other questions, I'm happy to do that.
Why did we get a different one than what was in the original?
This one has red line call outs.
The red line, so you can see what they changed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a special printout.
It's an amended and restated agreement, so those just show the
I
amendments.
see it now,
Yeah.
yes.
Can I just make a request for future similar contracts that they always be redlined in our packets? It simplifies the reading process a little bit.
I purposely don't memorize the sewer contracts and certain things, cause they're hugely long and complicated. I suppose I should, but I'll plead
The
guilty.
math is complicated for me.
That too.
The math is
Very.
the most complicated
Brad,
part.
was there anything else Mark missed in the rewrite?
The only big other substantive change was that the city was having issues getting the data from the townships occasionally in time to get the user charge reports generated. And the contract was kind of silent as to what happens if that were to be the case. So to address that, we added some language that said that we could just estimate the user charge report based on available data if we don't get the new data in time from the townships. So we addressed that as well.
Very good, that was necessary. Is there a motion for, did we do that already?
I just have one other question. So we're still waiting on Green Charter Township, am I correct?
That's correct. We did these changes simultaneously. They're virtually identical agreements, so the exact same changes are in their agreement as well.
So now, would this be a legally binding contract in regards to Green Charter Township going forward?
No.
Or only until they sign, or once they sign?
Only once they sign.
Just for Big Rapids?
This is just for Big Rapids.
Only Big Rapids, yeah.
Just for clarity.
It's sometimes an adventure to get signatures from Green Charter Township. I'll tell you
Well,
that.
I
I
think
drove up there.
city staff deserves a big kudos for making this happen, cause I know it has been a process, and Mark, you need to go on vacation more often.
Oh, yeah, good stuff, yeah, right, that's it.
We already did that.
Did we vote on it too?
Not yet.
Go ahead.
Ready? Simmons.
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Mark, when somebody is going to Lansing this week with our Bond Nettleman, what's his name?
Nettleton, Mark Nettleton.
Is he going this week to solidify this huge loan and rates? What was that about?
I don't have that on the tip of my tongue, Mayor.
I do believe so. I have to give her a certified copy of that and she'll give it to Mark. I do believe Mark will be here and then he's gonna take it all.
He's coming to pick it up here,
I believe so.
okay.
Yeah, we talked about that. Either he's going to come and pick it up here or he's gonna get it delivered somehow, but we talked about that last
So I need
week.
hard copy, and he has to hand deliver, right, to the
Right.
state of Michigan?
Right.
Yes.
And so we don't have the hard copy of the agreement with, Green Township. Is that gonna be a problem?
It shouldn't, I mean, they can sign this agreement and it'll come into effect later. Now, if they don't sign it, later on, then we're gonna need to push them on it, but it's okay if this comes in afterwards.
And then the next is, the user charge. We do have all three signatures on that, myself and Bruce Borkovich and Jason Cruz. Somehow we got those all signed by
Thanks
Karen's
to you,
effort, Karen.
Again, I would say,
Yes.
Very persistent.
excellent job.
So the user charge, Mark, or maybe Carla, she's the user charge queen of Big Rapids. What is that anyway?
It's a very lengthy Excel document, and then it, obviously gets turned into a Word document, but it has usage by, both townships, the city, lists all our costs, their costs, and there's some complicated formulas in there that come up with these rates, and, once they agree on it, then we're able to, charge these new rates for them. And we'll also at some point, have new rates for our sewer system, once everything goes through with the bonds, and they looked at, making that change effective in 26, 27.
Mayor, I just one thing to add. So the townships, unlike our water system, which is owned entirely by the city, whether it's inside the city or not, the townships own and operate their sewer collection systems. And because of that, this user charge document has been established to create a bulk rate, essentially, that the townships pay the city for their wastewater treatment. And so the rate that we pay as residents is different than what the township is charged through the user charge system. They have their own rates that are established and their customers pay to them directly, and therefore they have funds to operate their collection systems. That's the reason for the user charge, is to establish what the rate is that the townships as a whole pay the city for the wastewater collection.
And we are supposed to meet every month based on that agreement. Mark and I and the two supervisors meet on the user charge, and Carla. But in the last year or two, it has been much more hit or miss, not at Mark and I's choice. They just don't show, so it gets a little different. Carla, you've estimated for quite a long time out of some of these
Yes.
townships.
Well, even with the reeds, we're currently estimating Green Township's reeds because they have equipment issues that they haven't fixed.
Very good. Do we have a motion for the user charge agreement?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further questions? Karen?
James.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes. The mayor, at one of the user charges, because I was so frustrated with not getting everything we need, suggested that for a minimal charge, we'll take over their whole sewer system. Mark was not opposed. It just would simplify the world. When they have a lift station go out, we are not responsible to go fix that lift station, which is what's going to happen in Crete Township shortly. And then they're gonna have a mess on their hands.
Yeah, it seems like there was a solution to replacing that lift
Yes.
station. I thought that got,
Yes,
yeah, I thought there was something like that.
hasn't happened. So, Mark, what do you have a thought on that one? Weren't real pleased with me that day, but.
Oh, I'm always pleased with you, Mayor. Yeah, it's an interesting, I mean, the water system works seamlessly, but the water system, in fairness, other than what we saw on Maple Street recently, is somewhat easier in terms of that. You know, for example, the city has just a handful of lift stations. Big Rapids Township has 9. You know, Green Township has 1, and we've seen, you know, some of the struggles that have went into that. I think those conversations can and should happen in the future, and probably will. I think, you know, that's something that, you know, one of the conversations, for example, that comes up a lot is we ought to have utilities, we being us collectively, it's not in the city, but ought to have utilities on the west side of 131 to spur development and growth. Well, how's it gonna get there, right? I mean, that's a massive undertaking in terms of cost, and would it be different, better, easier if it was the city's operations? Maybe not. I don't know, but I think those conversations are interesting in terms of efficiency. I know it's in the user charge document, you'll see that the rates are higher than in Big Rapids Township. And in Green?
And in Green.
And in Green than they are to city residents. Is that the way it should be? I don't know, you know, our water is different than that, right? It's just flat. So, it's an interesting point you bring up, Mayor. It's interesting.
Do you remember, folks, about, was it 2 months ago when the expert on user charge, you know, the rates came? And his whole, especially in his life, is figuring out how much goes down the pipe and all those things. And I was impressed that at the end of that 85 pages or what it was, we were on the money.
Yeah.
He recommended no changes to the way we're figuring. I think that's, somebody somewhere knew what they were doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was that, Carla?
A lot
You've
of
been here a long time.
A lot of somebodies, I think, have credit for that.
Team
Yeah.
effort.
Cause it's really good. All right, here we go. Resolution approving the purchase of wetland credits and a surety bond. Out at the end of the runway, there's a hole, and they call it wetlands. I've never seen water in them. Have you seen water in them? They're not too wet,
Really
huh?
you know, I think it's kind of more marshy,
Oh, marshy.
I think.
So the city was obligated to buy wetland trade-offs for that. And Mark, you wanna fill them in on the?
I will start, Kendra prepared a very nice
Oh,
paper.
Kendra, go, I didn't realize
And,
Kendra wants to, go ahead, Kendra,
Please.
we're ready for
Here, would
it.
you like me to go?
We can record you easier at the microphone.
It can be loud.
But we'll get your good side.
All right. Well, it's all kind of connected to the runway extension project. And we had previously, you guys had approved to purchase the necessary credits. And the credits are there, but they're not there. They're not ready to be released until September, which I don't really understand how that happened. But, so, in the meantime, Eagle has decided to give us this permit. But because we can't right now purchase those wetland credits, we need to purchase the surety bond that ensures that when those become available in September, that we are going to purchase them. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, what that comes down to.
And Kendra, sorry, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Kendra, could you explain just a thumbnail of, there's 1.8 acres and it's right at the end of the runway, and why it has to be filled in? Because the runway is extended, right?
It is, it's extended, I know it. And
So it comes back to those hold the wetlands. It is a little complicated, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It comes back to, if we don't fill them in, then we are not allowed to go into them to maintain anything. So bushes and shrubs could grow up, and there is some in there. So if they get any higher than a certain point, they will be penetrating into our glide path. So, and then it would restrict who could come in and whatnot. So we can't maintain it. The only way we can maintain that is basically to fill these wetlands in. We purchase the credits to mitigate the wetlands, we fill them in, and then we can maintain it, which basically that will maintain it. They'll be filled in, there'll be no more trees, shrubs growing, and then we won't have the problem.
What is the story behind the wetlands aren't ready to be bought? I guarantee you, they're there now. I mean, they don't just grow wetlands in the next month.
I know.
So what's?
It's pretty confusing to me too. I guess they had assured us, because we had it reserved for a certain amount, which is more than what we would have needed, because we didn't know exactly what we would need. So what we need to purchase, what they came back with is a 1.81 acres. And so it's like in hold for us. So I don't quite understand that either, because I couldn't get a hold of anybody there. But it sounds like what they do is they're creating them by the sounds. And in September, they would release them to us. So Eagle right now has said that we need to do this, and they want this contract for the surety bond they wanted it within a month. We've got it extended till the 8th of this month. And they're basically saying too that we're obligated to fulfill our contract, that we need to buy this surety bond because we can't purchase the wetlands right now. But they do know that we're gonna purchase them. They know that they're in hold. They're good with that. We purchased a surety bond, and I've been assured that they're gonna stamp it, that we can go ahead and do the mitigation. So that mitigation, they can't do anything out there. That's the other piece of the puzzle too. So our contractors right now, they had to leave and go elsewhere because they couldn't do that mitigation. Now with this on the horizon, they've actually called too, and they would like to start between the 10th to the 20th. They said, we've got this window, and this is what we'd really like to do. So if we could do this, then they could come in relatively quickly, and hopefully we can get everything kind of wrapped up.
Did we already pay for that part of the labor, filling in the wetlands?
I know there's been different payments issued. I think there's still payments to be issued because of that. That's not completed. I also believe there may be another cost incurred, which I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because they have to remobilize. There was talk of it.
I can help on that, and I think Kendra, you nailed it in terms of what you
Yeah.
just said. No, we have not paid for that part, because we pay after they do the work, and their mobilization charge to get all their equipment, get all their trucks, get all their staff here is a component of what they charge it's a lump sum item in our bid, and that's they have to now remobilize to do it. So they have not provided what that additional charge is yet. At least I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. I reached out to Sean today, and I haven't heard. I don't think he's heard.
Right. So
either,
I think there's a definite upcharge that's going to be a part of this project because of these time delays. I mean, this just has taken much more time. That's why you see it as a carry forward in what you did previously. It's just all taken way longer than what we hoped.
Yes.
Who do we get the wetland credits from?
It was a bank called Crandall Wetland Bank.
Okay, so really,
It's an approved wetland bank. I know it's kind of, and I guess when Steve had first went with us and talked with them, they had said they would have them, and they basically say, we will have them. We have them for you. They're in reserve, but they can't release them till September. I don't really understand the why. I wish
Okay.
I
I
did
just
better
wanted
for
to
you.
make sure that it wasn't this thing that we keep getting with this project where it's like you have to do this thing because Eagle wants it. But Eagle is also the person, like if Eagle were the people that we were getting the wetland credits from,
I gotcha.
I would just be like, oh my gosh.
I gotcha.
So,
I've got a wetland in rural
Who
Michigan.
did the negotiations with those wetland people, the FFA, our legal team?
Yeah, I believe Mead and Hunt
Mead and
does,
Hunt did it.
I think
and I
so.
don't know what, I think negotiations may be generous, Mayor. I
Yes.
think they call and
Tell
say,
you
how
what it
much
is.
does it cost, and I think that's more what happens. But Mead and Hunt did that work, yes.
In theory, do you have to bring back the overruns to us, or don't you? Because we took out $1 million bond to do
No.
all the wetlands, right?
Yes,
And they told us it isn't 7 acres anymore, it's 1.8, so you paid back a good hunk of that bond, right? There's still a little bit left, so do we.
they'll do it as a change order to the project. If they choose to have a different charge than what they bid, it will be done as a change order. If a change order is over 7,500,
It's gotta come to
it's
you.
gotta come to you, yeah.
Alright. And I've been told that what do you call that? Badlands, wetlands? or what?
Wetlands.
What?
The wetlands,
What does that mean?
oh, Crandall Wetland
Look
Bank?
at the title, I'm gonna just say, if you look at the title of the land at where Winters Creek Golf Course is, that's owned by one of these wetlands, companies.
Gotcha.
And they're preparing them to be sold.
are you
It's
trying to
got
put
80
two and
acres
two
in there,
together?
and that'd be worth $8 million.
My understanding, they take existing property that's not wetland and they create the wetland. So it's like we have wetlands on our property, but I can't sell them because they're already wetlands. So you have to wait for somebody to create it. And they sell it out of their bank.
That's all gimmicky to me. Do we vote yet? Is there a motion for the purchase of wetland credits and the surety bond?
I believe we did not, oh, so moved.
Second.
I had one more question. How much is charging us for that surety bond?
So the surety bond, they want us to purchase a surety bond in the amount of $200,000, which the wetlands would cost $199,100. So it's enough to cover if we didn't purchase them.
Do we buy the whole bond or we
The
do
surety bond was
The
$4,000.
10%, right?
The bond will cost $4,000 to
Okay,
purchase.
that's what I wanted to know.
That's what he was saying.
Yep,
Because you don't give them a check for $200,000.
you do not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you bailed anybody out of jail, it's usually 10%.
Right. So, yeah, once you sign that, we gotta get it turned around rather quickly.
Gotcha. Other questions? Please, Karen.
Johnson.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Simmon.
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Next unscheduled business.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, I would like to share, I have been invited by the Michigan Municipal League to participate in a Women's Elected Leadership Intensive. It's a 5-week virtual course where they go in depth on different things that a commissioner or a local elected official should know and may have gaps in their knowledge in based on whatever industry they came from into this position. Culminating in an in-person session down in Lansing. So I'm excited to share that.
Very
I'm gonna
good.
be diving into that.
Very good.
Mayor,
Yes.
Steve was gonna report on a couple things, if that's okay.
Sure.
So this week's pretty busy. And Thursday, we have the 7th, we have this city staff picnic. We have that going on. And then on Friday, we have at the Charles E. Fairman, the pig roast. So you get some good food. It's $10 per plate. All goes to a good cause.
What the hours on that, Steve?
5 p.m. until 8:45. And then at 8:45, we got the Chimney Swift viewing party.
Oh, 8:45.
Yeah.
Is Mark making the popcorn?
I might buy it, Wesco has some.
We'll have popcorn.
If you've never been, it's one of the more fun things Big Rapids has to offer.
And last week, myself and grant coordinator Megan Epley, we were interviewed by the MML because we applied for this Community Excellence Award for the Hemlock Park Improvement Project. We did not get a finalist position, but we're going to get a big blog post on their website, through email, and everything else about how great our Hemlock Park Improvement Project was.
We didn't win.
We did not win. We got the consolation prize, which is, everyone can
So
know
what
about.
project won?
What's that?
What project one?
They haven't figured that out yet, so
So-
it's gonna be unveiled at the conference.
Yes, so there's a series, I think, of usually it's 4 or 5 that get presented at the conference, and then elected officials and people who are in attendance vote on it to determine. So I'm excited that we put our hat in the ring this time.
Pay for dues for MML. What are the dues for MML?
Look,
I'd have to look through there.
They're not
As I- Yeah, it's a bigger, I can report back to you on MML dues, I don't know them right offhand.
just paid them.
You don't remember either? Those are big checks.
We are gonna get the number for it, aren't we, Carol?
Others? Hearing none, we'll adjourn.